is part of 3 years of real development, and I saw it as a new tool for coaches and clubs, and if it was, if I'm using it, I thought other coaches and clubs might be able to use it as well. Um, and we'll go through tonight how it flows and the options within the app, because it can be geared down and dialed right up depending on how and what you want to use it for. It can be used for the junior grades, or it can be used at a senior level, and so forth. We'll go through the options of a touch and keyboard entry. Um, and then the real key point of difference here is the voice tracking and keyboard entry that you have available to you. We'll go through some of the reports that it can provide you, and also AI analytics that it can give you during game, at quarter time, half time, 3/4 time, and end of game. Um, and yeah, so that's what we're going to touch on tonight. And as I said, questions, just ask away. So originally, I started with I've always been good with numbers, and part of my junior coaching, and when I got into to under 18s and senior coaching, I was running just a stats book, and when I asked family to help out in the under 16s, it was overwhelming for them. It could be quite, um, uh, yeah, it was just a little bit too difficult. So
Mm.
went through a couple of renditions of it, and I said, surely technology should be able to help us here. Being in the technology sector myself, and I had a look around. There was nothing real in the app stores. Now there are products out there like Prem Data. I'm not sure. Do you use Prem Data at all?
No, the league we're in uses night vision, but I have been at a club where we've used Prem Data
Okay.
as well.
Well,
Yeah.
there's those products out there, and they're great products. And this doesn't compete with that product, but
Mm.
um, this works in game, and those other products work post game. So so I went to work and started building something for myself,
Mhm.
and realised that maybe others might benefit from as well. So the screenshot that you're looking at here, this is the touch interface. This touch interface, it gives you the ability, you're scoring all the parts of the interface, but you
Mhm.
can see it's designed that it can be switched off, and you can switch pieces, KPIs on and off,
Mhm.
and we'll go through that. So it's a very easy flowing uh, GUI.
Yep.
You can add goals, all that behinds. You've got timers. You've got undo buttons. So if you do make an error, you can
Mhm.
do that, and it's the same for voice and touch. And you can work offline. So if you're in a rule spot, and you don't have the best um, coverage
Mhm.
with the network, or you don't have a Wi-Fi network that you can piggyback off, from the club rooms, you can work locally yourself, off your device, and you've got about a 20-meter circumference that you can work with your coaches, because all the data that you put in, you can share with your line coaches.
Mhm.
This screen was optimized for a 10-inch touch screen, like an
Yep.
iPad or an Android device. But if you've got a bigger screen, the bigger the better. It really doesn't matter. Now, when I say touchscreen, you can use your finger or a stylus to do it. But if you want to use a mouse, you can use a mouse as well to utilize it. The interface that you're looking at here, this is the voice tracking interface. It's got some synergies there, but it's also got some other metrics as well. The technology side of stuff, how you can choose your mic, and how the conditions are. You're able to make some additional changes. You've got live commentary happening here, where when KPIs are being logged, the logs will come up here, so you can see what's being logged. Again,
Mhm.
you've got your scoreboard, and if you're online or offline, you've got those details as well.
Hmm.
Um, with both the interfaces, you've got the ability to track turnover scores as well. One of the things that I find with my coaching, I do track turnovers. So if we turn over a ball and a score comes out of it, we can do that. We've got different graphs available at throughout the breaks. We can we do a deeper dive in some of the KPIs. If it's a shallow entry or a deep entry for 50s, we can
Hmm.
track one team or both team. It depends. As I said, there's lots of customization that you can do within the app,
Yeah.
and then those you can do custom KPIs.
Hmm.
Apart from the default ones that are there, but there is a caveat on that with the voice tracking module and your quarter by quarter breakdowns. So it's the voice tracking module is designed uh, for your volunteer, for your assistant coach, for your statistician, whoever it may be, to be able to speak normally, just you as you and I are talking now,
Hmm.
and they can be capturing those KPIs as well as any commentary, anything that they see through the game, they can talk to that. If there is different trends in the game, they can talk about repeat entries in that because on the voice tracking module you've got some additional benefits with the AI insights available to you.
Hmm.
So how does it go about? Well, it's easy to set up. Once you set up for the first time, you set up your profile, and there's different levels of licenses. But this year, I'm just doing a soft launch. So you were one of the early people that registered for early registration.
Hmm.
So what I'm doing for those early registers is you're going to get a reduced, if you choose that you want to take it up, a reduced license. You'll get the full license, and there'll only be about 25 or 30 of coaches or clubs that are going to be I'm going to be working with the year. And what I'm asking for is feedback, good, bad, or
Yep.
indifferent. What worked well, what didn't work
Hmm.
so well, and then I am going to go to market with this product at full scale in 2027. So 2026 is more about fine tuning it. So
Yeah.
so
Building a
you've
proof
got
of concept. Yeah.
yeah, correct. And I figured that there will be some bumps along the way, and I can work with coaches and clubs closely, and iron out those bugs and bumps, and have a product that's fit for purpose
Hmm.
um, for launch later on next year. But then, so what we do is you just got to choose, if you want to do a touch um, uh, game, or do you want to do a voice tracking game? So
Hmm.
I'm keeping it very simple, and then you just add. But we're going to go through this when we're doing it live, and then you've got, as I said before, with the touch, it's been optimized for a 10-inch screen. But if you've got a larger touch screen, all the better for you, for whoever's using it.
Hmm.
The voice tracking mode, it gives you some details on there on how the voice tracking is caught throughout the game. Um, you've got the ability with uh, the touch uh, tracking GUI that if
Hmm.
you can have multi user collaboration. So with touch, you can have, say, for example, you had another volunteer or another coach. You can have two people entering data. One person might be doing the home team, and the other person might be tracking the away team. So you
Hmm.
can you set up a game room, and that data is entered in live by both those
Hmm.
um, users.
Yeah.
Um, but most importantly, in with that game room, you can share that game room with your line coaches or the senior coach, and they'll see raw KPI data being presented to their phone. And we're going to do a little test live. We're going to get you to see if I can get you to see how that works.
Hmm.
But once that game room is set up, it it generates a code, and that code um, generated as a QR code, so they can just take a photo of it with their camera or whatever native sharing devices you've got on your phone or your
Mm.
laptop or whatever. You can share email,
Mhm.
text,
Mhm.
SMS, whatever it may be.
Okay.
Okay. Um, you, as I said, you've got the live works offline. I've already touched on, so I'm not sure where you guys are positioned in Hamilton. Have you got good network phone coverage where you are, or
Oh yeah,
is
it's not bad. So the Hampden League sort of spreads across. So I coach Camperdown, which is a bit of a way away from Hamilton, but so we've got Camperdown, fair few teams around Warrnambool, Koroit, Port Fairy, Portland, Hamilton, all pretty consistent network coverage,
yeah,
whether
okay,
it's Optus or Telstra, all the
yeah,
way through.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So, but the beauty about this, should that not happen, it's saving all the data locally, and
Mm,
then once it gets to, uh, 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 say you go
network
back to the
coverage.
rooms, and
Yep.
yeah, it all syncs back up to the cloud,
Yep.
and
Yep.
that way, you can go back to the game later on,
Mm,
pull out reports or whatever it will be. We'll go through that
yep.
when I show when I but everything's auto save. You don't
Yep.
have to hit save. Your
Yep.
commentary, your KPIs is all auto saved.
So auto synced. Yep.
Yep, yep. And then there is a really good um, array of reports.
Hmm.
And as I said, at the very minimum, you get raw KPI data at your phone, but then there are quarter time. All the quarters, there's reports, and you can see the reports building. There's different graphs, and it'll show you analytics on if you've been capturing them, if they're
Hmm.
turned off or on. It'll show you like efficiencies and so forth within
Hmm.
the game.
Yep.
So what I'll do now is I should be able to just bring this. Can you see that web page now?
Yep.
Okay. So this is once you get past, you've downloaded it for the first time, you've registered, you agree to the T's and C's. This is like the landing page, and
Yep.
here is where you start a game, your profile, user guide about how different parts, getting started. It's got
Hmm.
an information there, so you got it. You're not traveling completely blind. And then you got your past history with games that you've recorded previously. You've got that there as well. But the one
Hmm.
that we want to go through now is we want to start a new match. So here you would put, actually, I'll go to start fresh match. Um, Whatever. We're just going to call this the blue team and the yellow team. Okay. We can select around. You've got finals. You've
Hmm.
got if it's an intra-club game, if it's a practice game, you
Yep.
can you can pick that um, from there. The date of the game, where it's played. Let's just call it Cole Oval, just for
Yep.
the test. You can. It's a fine day. It's calm. And the thought behind that is that you can look back on your game through the season or years, and
Mm,
you can we played them in these conditions and we played good, bad, or indifferent. So you can
mm,
capture a
mm.
bit of that. What grade
Yep.
it is, seniors or junior
Yep.
game, what division. There's some divisions, and then basically. Oh, actually, I will before I move on. There is a tick box here that you can tick if you are playing finals. Um, you this enables if the game is a draw at the end of the normal time, it gives two extra 5 minute quarters. So
Okay.
it just triggers
A
a
timer,
couple
of
of
course.
to play longer, and that's what that's for. So then you go to continue configuration. You see that these are grayed out at the moment. It's because I've got everything opened up. It's just the full version at the moment, but you've got two choices: touch tracking or voice
Hmm.
tracking. This is where you would tick here if you're in a bad receptive area, you would tick offline mode, so it'll be working locally. and that's just your summary of the game there. Now I'm going to use the touch tracking first to show you. So we hit start touch tracking. Okay, so this comes up. You can see the two teams have come up here. Here you've got some save options. You've got sync options. If you pull up an old game, um, you can bring the data back up and see the data. Multi-user, we're going to go through that in a minute. History, if it's single mode, and I'll show you that now. So, say we just wanted to track our own team. We didn't want to track the away team, so we start to declutter the
Dashboard.
interface, the dashboard, and we can also turn off any KPIs, these default KPIs. We can turn those off as well. So what they've done, this is probably more for a mum or dad volunteer happening under 16s game, and the coach goes, "Can you just track for me? I want tackles, marks, kicks, and inside 50s." Or clearances, so mum or dad don't feel overwhelmed, and that lets you do that. Then you've got these custom buttons. In here, I've got some ones that you may want to choose: rush behind, tap to advantage, or you can just type in whatever you want, bounces, whatever you want it to. You've got the ability to put whatever you want in there, and you can choose as many custom KPIs as you want, or you don't have to choose any at all. Okay. And then you would simply just this is not a touch screen, so I'm just using my mouse, but you can see you just click on the KPIs and it'll catch those when you kick a goal, kick those goals. If you're tracking turnover scores, this is where you would track those, and then it shows you're online. Very, very simple. You end the quarter, comes up with the score. Is the score correct? Yes, scores are correct. And you go to review quarter stats. It'll give you a quick summary there. Obviously, we haven't done much there, and then we just go. We go to the. Oh, I forgot to hit the end quarter one. Start next quarter. Okay. And then you'll see now it's clicked over to quarter two. It's zeroed out the KPIs, and you start capturing your KPIs again, and it'll do that. It'll do that for you. And down here you've got to the match summaries, export your reports. Very, very simple. Very, very intuitive. Any questions here?
No, it's all good.
No? Yeah. All good? All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this here now because I'll do a deeper dive on the touch interface. So we'll leave that data in there from what we put in earlier. We go to configure, but instead of touch, we go to the voice tracking, and we go to voice tracking. So with voice tracking, you can choose KPIs, some custom KPIs, but I have predefined them because there is a lot that happens in the back end. You can't just say, I want to track bounces, because there's a lot that has to happen just to track bounces. So at the moment, I've given you these additional KPIs if you want to use these additional KPIs. And this is where the two-way stuff I was talking about before, like, oh, John, it'll be really good if I can track, I don't know, how many times we turn over the ball in the back 50. Okay, maybe that's a KPI that's really big for you and your coaches. Then I can create that KPI for you, and I can make it happen. But at the moment, you can't do it by default in this. Gotcha. But that's okay. It's just a limitation for the moment. So very similar in its these are your default KPIs. You can manually still manually adjust these KPIs.
Yep.
And here is where you choose your. I've got a few different microphones that I've been testing, but this is where you choose the microphone that you're using. Now with microphones, this is just a gaming headset. It's a good average gaming headset. The key thing with whatever microphone that you use, and why I recommend using a gaming headset or a I've got actually I didn't pull it out, but a lapel mic is they're directional mics. So
Yep. Yep.
say you're in a coach's box and your statistician is working. It doesn't matter if the other coaches are talking; it's only picking up the information around there.
Yep.
But I will just bear with me. I will grab that because there's something else I want to show you. So with this the voice tracking, okay, there is two ways to allocate KPIs to a team. As you're calling the KPI out, at the moment you can't say blue team kick or yellow team handball, and there's reasons for that. I won't go in there. They're all technical. So
Yep.
the way you tag a KPI to a team is that on your laptop, left key um, indicates the blue, like the home team or the blue team in this case,
Yep.
and the right shift key allocates the away team or the yellow team in this case. And what that does, it just flags where the KPI is going. It's going to the home team or it's going to the away team. Okay.
So just to clarify,
Yep.
that's what were the keys that you used for that one? Sorry.
Just the shift keys.
Shift
So
keys. And so given that yeah, so I had it in my head to be done on an iPad. What does that mean it actually is done on a laptop?
well, you can do it on an iPad,
Yep.
and but you would have to introduce something like a controller.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah.
so my son, we've got controllers laying around. So I've built it that you can use something like a game controller,
Yeah,
and the game
right.
the game controller's got a left and right button on there, and
Yep.
it'll tag the. So you'll just pair up the game controller with your iPad, and it will
Mm.
do left. The L1 button is the home team, and the L2 R1 button is the away
Yep.
team.
Yeah, okay. Rightio. That's yeah. So it sounds yeah, all right. So it's got the flexibility. Yeah.
Or or if you wanted to, if you had um, a Bluetooth keyboard, you could pair up a Bluetooth keyboard with your iPad, and
Yeah.
you could use the shift keys there and
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
This is just a feature for now.
Mm.
Moving forward, it will get to the point. I will have it at the point where you can just say home team kick handball mark,
Yeah.
away team kick handball mark.
Yeah. Yeah.
I won't go into why it's not
Oh
happening
no,
at
no,
the
no.
moment.
This yeah, voice command. There's just so many layers to it. That's yeah.
It,
uh,
it's just technology. Whilst I'm doing a lot with it, it just I'm at the capacity of what it can process in we're talking in
currently.
milliseconds.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, but it will get there. And but you've got ways of entering or stamping the KPI
Mm.
to the appropriate
Yeah.
team. Okay.
Well, if you've got multi, yeah, and I'd imagine if we've got a couple of guys doing stats, you could have two computers. One guy just all he has to worry about is the shift on the left. The other guy, all he has to worry about is the shift on the right.
Yes, but no.
Okay,
So
we'll get to that.
we'll get. Well, actually, no, I'll answer it now because it's a really, really good question. Okay, really good question. So at the moment, with the voice tracking,
Mm.
only one volunteer statistician
Yeah. Okay.
can do it for now. All right.
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm well down the track of being able to get two into the but again, it's just a limit of what
Mm.
the technology can do right now.
Yeah.
Um, so
I think, to be fair though, I think the big appeal is if it is, why the voice command jumped out at me is that I do feel it's going to be easier having one person as opposed to currently I've got two, sometimes three guys tracking the data that I want and then trying to collate it all and give it to me at the quarter time and halftime breaks. So yeah, a lot of what you're talking about here can expedite the whole process.
so if you wanted to still keep utilizing those three statisticians or volunteers or coaches wherever they are, you may want to just use the touch application because you can have five, six
Yep.
adding data in if you want to do with that because there is the data's going in via different mediums. It's
Mm,
easy to tag which one is going where. Okay, so
yep.
it's much easier. But when I go through it now, you'll see um, one person can do it and can be really efficient
Mhm.
doing it as one person. But I see uh, in the future, you may want one person just doing KPIs and you may want one person just doing commentary. Now, what I mean by commentary, just looking at the game, seeing what's happening in the game.
Mm,
Um, the yellow team's defense are playing a spare man back, doing that sort of commentary and
mm.
putting that data into the AI agent, and it's going to analyze that data. It is being done now, but it's being done by the one person. So it's
Yeah,
been
okay.
it's been done by um, as I said, the left key, left shift key, right shift key, and if you want to do commentary, you just hit the space bar, or if you hit the top space bar on your controller,
Yeah,
will
yeah.
then will give you that commentary. Or
Okay, so we can still have multi users and have commentary. So yeah, because I wasn't sure if the commentary was only with the AI mode, but
only with AI mode is commentary.
okay. So does that mean you can have one person working on AI mode and potentially then have others on different devices using the manual?
Uh, because I've got things open at the moment, you can set up two games of the same game, one team doing KPIs on in manual mode in touch
Yep.
mode,
Touch
and
mode, yep.
you could have one person just doing complete commentary on the voice mode,
Yep.
and that two separate games would be set up. Okay,
Yep.
two match games, which I'm going to show you how to do now, and you will see very accurate data, one from the
Yep.
touch and one from the AI analytics.
Yeah.
Okay, so so because I've got the license, I'll have the license open. You will
Yep.
be able to do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Yep.
but let me show you what we do here, and I hope this exercise works. I tried it at home and it did,
Mhm.
and let's see how we go. So I'm going to go to create room, and it's set up a game room here. You can see that there. I can
Yep.
copy, put that into a text message, and shoot it out to your coaches, or if you've got
Yep.
a WhatsApp group, whatever it may be. Or
Yep.
in this case here, I'm just going to generate a QR code.
Yep.
So hopefully you've got your mobile there.
Yep. I'll just pointing out the phone now. So
What does it say?
yeah, it's just it's opening up. Uh, Asking something about some protection, so I've just dismissed that.
Okay.
At the moment, it's just giving me a blank screen.
Can you
Oh, sorry, that's not.
just pull it back a little bit?
Oh, oh no, there we go. Welcome to StatBook Pro. So,
Okay, fantastic. Now, I'll get you to put this password in for me, please.
yep,
It's it's StatBook Pro 2026, but it's a capital S, so capital STAT,
Yep.
capital B, double OK,
Yep.
capital PRO,
Yep.
2026.
Rightio. I must have typed StatBook Pro 2026, saying invalid password.
All right. Try again.
Yeah.
Capital S. I
Yep.
should make the password shorter. When I did it,
Yeah,
I
so
didn't
I've
think
just
about it.
so it's StatBook Pro, exactly the same. There's no so STATBOOK PRO 2026 with a capital S, capital B, and a capital P.
Correct.
Still give me invalid password. So I'm not
Huh.
sure if you can oh sorry, it's just a bit, it'll take a bit to oh sorry. It's not I'll hide my
Hmm.
face in behind it. Maybe that'll work.
StatBook Pro 2026. Yeah.
Oh,
Bugger. Let me see if I do this. Sorry, I had this working this afternoon,
no, no, you're
and
right.
maybe there's a problem with the QR code. I'll try one more thing just
Yep.
before I give up on it because I really want to show you this. Share link. Uh, where's my messenger? Look, what's that? Where's my messenger? What do they say? You should never work with animals and kids, or try something new on live. What didn't messenger come up? Hmm. All right. Well, that's really disappointing. But what it should look, what you should look. I'm just going to give this one more time. Huh. It's now worked on mine.
Right, I've just redone the QR code. So I'll
Okay.
see if that works. So StatBook Pro 2026. No, it gave me the invalid password again. StatBook Pro 2026. Yeah.
That's bizarre. So that's what it should look like. That's what you should see on your mobile. You should see
Yeah.
this.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. You see the KPIs. The KPIs are there, and then you'll see these start to populate through the test. Okay. All right. I tried. I'm not sure why it's working on mine, but not working on yours. But we'll see what happens here now. Okay. So in theory, you've shared that code with your coaches. They're on site. You've got that in front of you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we go to start, and you see the
Yep.
recording has
So recording.
started. Okay, and we're online. And then if I hit now, there's going to be a lag. One, we've got a video conference going.
Mm.
Two, it's going up to the servers and backing it. So there will be a bit of
Yep.
a lag as things go through.
Yep.
Okay. So if I hit the shift key now and I say
Home,
kick,
home.
handball, mark, handball, mark, kick, tackle, mark. I've got the spinning wheel of death happening here at the moment. Handball. See, it's all just caught up
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. No, I
Ha-
understand.
yeah.
Oh,
So you can see as I'm calling these out, it'll populate. Okay.
mhm.
Mark, kick, handball, tackle, free kick, and then goal and point. Um, and then I've hit the space bar and I'm going to give it some commentary. The yellow team are playing an extra man behind the ball, uh, who's picking up free possessions. We need to man this person up.
Mhm.
Okay. So if I when I'm looking at my AI insights, that context, it's actually reading what I'm saying now to
Okay.
you. It'll
Yeah.
be in these AI insights. And
Yeah.
I go back and add some more KPIs, kick, handball, mark,
So
miss tackle, handball.
just to clarify on the AI insights, so have you trained it? Have you done some machine-based learning for AFL footy specifically?
Yeah, yes, I've loaded AI intelligence for football,
Yep.
but you can see just the very very small bit of data that I've put in there. Can
Yep.
you see that on screen?
I'm struggling to read it, but I can see, yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know if
well,
my
that would
eyes are
be on
not
your
working.
phone because you've
Yeah.
got that same AI inside button on your phone as well. So if the coach wants to see what what's been happening, it's saying blue leads early in the game. Metric needs to be converted better.
Mm,
It's got concern. Any concerns? Opposition yellow needs to improve. Uncontested disposal. Remember, I said he's getting
mm.
getting stats easy.
Oh,
So
yeah. Yeah.
coach should analyze performance in contested areas. So and then you can do it. Then you can drill down on each of those analytics. So
Hmm.
the more
Hmm.
data that you get put in there, and we only put in, I don't know, a minute of data, okay,
Yeah.
it'll give you
Yep.
a much more
Yeah.
insight
Yep.
throughout the quarter and game.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
So that the AI insight has potential. So I mean, to put a bit of context on it, I'll each week at the end, once I get all the night vision data, I'll go. I've got some like a chat GPT chat that I've used some specific prompts on, and we'll bounce retrospectively back and forwards the yeah, some of the data and try and unpack the game. But what you're saying is we get that in real time.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's yeah. I guess a couple of things that we've gone very, very heavily into is to really try and understand the data that moves the needle for our game plan. So we track turnovers, but in a little bit more detail. Like we have back half turnover, front half turnover, but we're really looking at it like where they get scores, like it as a score source.
Yep.
So yeah, so we will either have yeah, a point from a back half turnover, or point from a front half turnover, or point from a free kick, or centre bounce, or kick in. So we like to score source is something that we've found paints a pretty clear picture for us in terms of what's working well for us, but also what's yeah, how we need to manage and exploit from a game plan perspective. That's yeah.
So what? So that is a really, really good example that you put on there. Okay. Now I've just finished the session and it's just thrown up. It's 15 KPIs were recorded, 13 commentary blocks went up, and there's and that was some of the AI analytics that come up through
Yep.
there. Okay.
Yep.
Um, so I'll just pause that for a sec because
Yep.
what you've put up is a really good example of what this can do for you. Okay.
Yep.
So at the moment, I can track over turnovers and the drill down points that I've got a turnover by hand or turnover by foot. That's not to say that I can't change that
Yep.
to back half and drill down further, back half, center, or forward, or
Yep.
whatever it may be. But at the moment, you don't have the flexibility to drill down to those
Not unless
finite
not
KPIs.
unless we were doing it manually. Sorry, yeah, touch. Yeah,
Yeah, if you're doing it, there's two ways you could do it: by touch or by the AI insight. So if your statistician said turnover in the back half resulted in a goal,
yeah,
it'll pick that up and it'll bring it up in a report for you.
yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Okay. But it won't show you the metrics as a KPI on your dashboard.
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Rightio. So, because what some of the key stats, what we found is clearances don't actually, we don't have to win clearances. Everyone gets caught up in clearances, but we found our game style, how we own the outside really quite well. We don't have to win clearances. The thing that moves the needle for our games is obviously, score source tells a lot about a team's playing style. But the other thing that tells a lot about the playing, that gives us a lot of insight as to whether we're going to be successful is the number of inside 50s we have, like plus minus against them, but also our forward 50 efficiency. So my guys have been tracking, yep, inside 50s for both teams, and how many of those inside 50s result in score results. So at quarter time, they give me a percentage breakdown. Oh yeah, listen, that quarter we were at 37% inside 50 efficiency.
Yep. 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 And I'll give you most of that off the
Yeah,
bat.
yeah,
I'll show you the KPIs, the additional KPIs that you can have in voice tracking. But that's
yeah.
not to say I'm happy to, if you want to go ahead with this and be part of my soft launch, and you say to me, John, um, I if you could give me these two or three extra KPIs in the choices, then it'll make it
Oh,
real good
well,
for
yeah.
me.
Listen, I don't want you to flip the script for one person because I'll be honest, what we track is pretty. I'm a
Different?
bit, yeah, it's a bit more than what the average punter would do, but it's just I'm not a very good instinctive coach. My limitations are I need data to really make informed decisions. And so this is why I really enjoy this because it can really frame some strategic decisions if I have
Yeah.
real-time data. So there's a lot of instinctive coaches that wouldn't even be interested in what I look at.
Yeah, and that's fair enough. And that's fair enough. So there's a couple of workarounds that you can
Yeah,
do, but you can see you've got the center clearances, which is not really something that you track, but that's okay.
yeah. Yeah. Not to say we don't. We still out of curiosity we do, but we've just found
Excuse
it's
me.
not important for us. It's inside 50s, forward 50 efficiency, and yeah, um, turnover scores,
Yep.
basically. Yeah, for us, front half turnover scores were quite big.
So you've got inside 50, and inside 50, it's treated as a shallow inside
Yep,
50, and then there's deep 50. Okay.
yep,
So I'm going
yep,
to show you some reports now, and it'll show you how it'll report some of those efficiencies in there. Okay. But to do what you want to do, um, what you were saying about having a team manual KPIs, and you can put those
yep,
exact
yep,
KPIs that you want in there. You could do that, and you could have a person just doing the voice commentary on another game and
yep.
give you the when I say another game, the same game, but
Yeah, yeah.
you got to set up the same game on two separate devices.
Yeah, and so what I do is I'd have one of the so you'd need to I'd say have two QR codes then or two devices on the coaches in the coach's box, one for the stats and one for the voice command, the
One
AI.
for your AI
Yep,
analytics,
yep,
yes.
yep, yep. No, no,
Yeah.
there's sounds like there's a lot of flexibility in how you can make it work. So I don't see any limitation in what I'm throwing out there.
And I've done that by design. I've done that
Yeah.
by design because I know we have to be flexible in what we do. Sometimes it's got to be dialed right down, and
Mm,
in your case, you want to use it to its full potential, and I love that. You know that
yeah.
there'll be people sort of pushing it in those directions. Let me, because I'm conscious of time, and I
Yeah.
know you're
Yeah.
a busy day. I'll show you quickly some of the reports that it will show you. Um, so
And you get this real time as well?
yeah,
Yeah, good.
so the person or persons doing the raw data in.
Mm,
Okay, I was going to show you. Can you see that? Where are we here? Can you? Doesn't.
Yeah, it's flicking in and out, but yeah, I can see that. Yep.
But it's got raw data. It's
Hmm.
got raw data in here
Yep.
of kicks, marks, handballs, that sort of stuff. You've got
Yeah.
that instantly at you don't have to go to John, your statistician.
Yep.
John, how many inside 50s have we had this quarter?
That's a big appeal because I tend to sit down on the bench and I like to put my guys up in the box so that if I don't have I like a serene bench. So if I don't have a lot of guys chirping away, it makes a big difference. So if there's stuff I want to look at, I can look at it on the phone. I don't
100%.
have to have unnecessary interaction and
Correct.
distractions. Yeah.
Correct. Correct.
Yep.
And you'll be able to see that raw data on your
Yep.
on your phone.
So
Okay.
you say 20-meter range, Bluetooth range, is that correct?
That's if you haven't got
Wi-Fi,
good
good
cellular
connectivity.
coverage.
Yeah.
But if
No,
you've got cellular coverage, you can
yeah,
be anywhere around.
yeah, no, listen, that's fine. I don't envisage there's a single ground in the Hampton League that doesn't, maybe North Warrnambool, but even then the stats box is like 2 meters above, so it's not
Yeah.
going to be a problem.
So this is like a summary of the game,
Hmm.
and it's got the AI analytics
Hmm.
that'll give you as a summary. Then you've got the quarter time summary, so you can
Mm.
see your disposal efficiencies, tackle efficiencies, give you those, and obviously the first quarter, then you've done the second quarter, it builds. Each time you run the report, it'll build for you, okay?
Yeah.
Um, and then as it's building, you can see the scores. So this is a snapshot of time and what the score was at the time and so forth. So that's one type of report that you get,
Yeah.
okay? And then there's different types of charts. You can
Hmm.
look at um, the, uh, the the scoring against time,
Hmm.
disposals, if that's something. These are reports that I've generated. Again,
Yeah.
I welcome um, I welcome feedback. John, these are really good, but is it possible to do X or Y?
Yeah.
Maybe
Okay.
yes, maybe no. And this is the two way
Yeah.
stuff that I'm looking for to.
Listen, a lot of what you're presenting aligns very closely with Prem data and night vision, and that's fine. I just know from a coaching perspective, there can be a lot of noise in the data, and so it's being able to filter out what actually moves the needle. And because the other thing as well is that you need to make sure that what you're looking at, you can actually give corrective cues to. So, for example, I look at it and it's like, all right, well, listen, our kicking efficiency is yeah, like they're getting a lot more kicks than us. Uh, it doesn't tell us why. It tells us that we might need to look at it, but it doesn't quite explain the detail. Whereas forward 50 efficiency, we know the breakdown is all right. Well, listen, yeah, is it either in our decision making? Is in where are our entries? Are they shallow or are they deep? Yeah, those sort of things. So it starts to yeah.
and and
If we
and
can, yeah,
and data is subjective as well. You can read the data in different
Mhm.
ways. Like if I said to you, we've
Yeah,
had 7 repeat entries and we've only scored once, you can read it two ways. Fantastic, we've created 7 opportunities to go inside
yeah,
50 and we scored
yeah.
once, or what are we doing wrong to get better at
Mm,
scoring? Because we're
mm.
getting the ball in there. Why are we breaking down and not converting?
Yeah,
So you can read data
yeah.
multiple ways.
And that's where we've done the background work to try and work out what actually results in us finishing higher on the scoreboard because that's the real stat that everyone's
Yeah,
interested in. And yeah, so we've
scorers
got
on the
some
board.
yeah, well, we know that if we get our inside 50 efficiency up over 47%, we win.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's even with a differential of inside 50s where we can lose the inside 50s. But it's yes, but no, this is good. So it's if there's
So
customizability about it,
yeah,
yeah,
that's right. And
yeah,
so last year I was able to tell my senior coach, excuse me, sorry, because I was coaching the under 19s and then I helped out with the seniors on game day.
yep,
Um, by the start of the season, and our senior group is a very, very young senior group who
yep,
are first time playing together.
yep,
Their turnovers, turnover scores were up in the 60 odd points of a
yep,
game. By the end of the season, the turnovers points were um, 18 points in a game, and our tackle efficiency was up over 60%.
Yeah.
And then with that combination, we won games. So I could tell the
Yeah.
coach
Brilliant.
if you keep your turnover scores to 18 points or less, and
Yeah.
your tackling is over 64%,
Yeah.
you're in the game, and
Oh,
you're
that's
in
good.
the yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
so
that's
so
good. So what team do you work with?
so I work with I'm in the VAFA, the Victorian Amateur
Yep.
Football
Rafa.
League,
Yep.
and yeah, I'm there again this season, and uh, I must admit, I've created a lot of hype around this, and I've got a few clubs asking me if I'll come on board and be their full-time statistician. And I said, I love stats, but I also love coaching. I still want to coach for the moment,
Yeah.
but yeah,
This is yeah. This is the tool that makes it more meaningful.
correct.
Yeah.
So here, this is another report that the disposal efficiency,
Yep.
that sort of stuff, kicks, marks, handballs, and all that sort of stuff. But the one
Mhm.
that I like, and I haven't downloaded it, and I'll do it for next time, is every KPI that gets registered in a game, it's time stamped, either the
Mm.
home team or the away team, okay, and time stamped. So I take that KPI, those that Excel, because it spits it out as an Excel spreadsheet,
Mhm.
and I then have a look at. I run it in ChatGPT as well,
Yep.
and I have a look at trends, and I can see over 6 games, at the around the 16, 17 minute mark of each of those games, we would get scored heavily. We'll get
Yep.
two, three, 4 goals. So I then suggested to the coach, we need to train for that.
Yep.
It become a fitness and a mental and a fatigue thing. So we train differently for that
Yeah.
in our match sims,
Yeah.
and it gives you that. It'll give you
Yeah.
that raw data that post game you can see what that looks like.
Yeah.
Um, so it's
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, go on.
that's it. Yeah, I know that's impressive. Well, I was sort of thinking, like some of the stats that I really enjoy at the AFL level is like their pressure rating, and this could be one of the things that could be the closest to being able to give you pressure ratings in yeah being able to potentially allocate certain points across. If you're getting it out in a spreadsheet, you could very quickly create your own algorithm to create for every pressure act that you see or this category, you get X amount of points.
Yeah,
It's still does my head over because that's what I've been doing in the off season is I'll go through the games and also try and review just to give some data points in terms of what good pressure acts or pressure ratings look like. The
yep,
speed of ball, the new data trend out of footy at the moment. I don't know how we're going to do that one, but
yeah.
that's I can only dream of getting that sort of thing. But this has a lot of applications or a lot of potential.
And look, as I said, what I said, because I did another group on Tuesday. This is a great tool that I've built, and I'm quite proud of myself because
Yeah.
it's there's been a lot of hours, a lot
Yeah.
of hours put into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, 2 years of development, and I'm pretty chuffed about what I've produced.
Mm.
But the data is only as good as what the data's gone in. Okay,
Yes. Yep.
so if you put shit in, you get shit out.
Yep.
And but this will give you the best. Now with the voice tracking, my minimum my minimum goal is it'll capture. It won't get everything. It won't get 100%.
Mm.
The voice tracking modules in the back end. It's just not there to be able to give. But I'm saying 80% or more, and I've been averaging around 92, 93%,
Yep.
which is pretty accurate. And
Yeah. Well, it gives you
uh,
enough to see trends in analysis.
100%.
Yeah.
100. You hit the nail on it. You can see trends, and the trends are the things that you can coach against in a game. And the
Mm.
beauty about what I've built is night, the night. Oh, sorry, what was the name? Night Vision,
Night
whatever it
vision.
was. Yep.
Yep.
And Prem Data is they give you everything post game, and
Yep.
that's great because you can train for it during the week. But
Mm.
if you want to make coaching decisions on the day, this will help you make
Yeah.
better coaching
Yeah,
decisions on
and
the day.
that's why, like I said, I had three separate clipboards with guys just specifically tracking, yeah, certain things that we're looking for, and yeah, if yeah, it sounds like we can consolidate a lot of that here. No, that sounds really, yeah, sounds really good.
So the next steps from here, I've gone through everything that I've want to go with you, and we've had really good two-way conversation here. I've got a lot out of it myself. Is that um, for those who registered early, I'm going to make this available. If you want to take it up,
Yep,
you'll get the full license, and you'll be able to use both the touch and the voice tracking.
yep,
Um, it'll be a heavily reduced price. It's going to be $400 for the season.
yep.
It'll be ready as of March
Hmm.
when I start distributing the licenses out, or what you'll log
Yeah,
in to get your
yep.
license. Um,
Start of March or end of March?
I'm aiming for the start of March,
Yeah,
but
we've got
I
pracky
think
matches by at the end of March. So yeah, because yeah, it'd be good to be able to get that get some practice and rehearsal done
yeah,
and
absolutely. And
yeah,
and you and everyone, like everyone else, I know March is a critical time. I'm aiming for the first week of March to have it
yep,
available for you
yep,
to download and
yeah,
use. Um, and yeah, it's just a $400 investment for the
yep,
year.
yep.
Um, and that's just going to help me pay off some of the money that I've used to
Oh,
develop
jeez,
to where I am now.
yeah, yeah, you put a lot. Yeah, I've done a little bit, played around a little bit in the background with software in the past, and yeah, I don't even know where to begin with what you've done here. So that's yeah, no, from that end, that's the no-brainer for me.
Yeah.
That's a yes. Now with your permission, I'm working. I've got a footy mentor. I'm a guy by the name of Austin Stubbs. I'm not sure if you know of Austin.
I haven't seen his name in any of the
Yeah,
registrations
he
thus
does
far.
does he's one of the he does a lot of delivery for the AFL. He's very heavily around strategy and skill acquisition. So it does a lot of course delivery for the AFL. I know with the level three, when I'm doing my level three, he's one of the main presenters there. But I employ him to mentor myself and the other coaches. And yeah, he's very he's got a whole online platform with coaching resources and he was very intrigued when I spoke to him about yeah this. So with your permission, I was going to have a bit of a chat to him about it and
Please do. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I may even he may even reach out directly to you if
no
yeah,
problem at all.
because well he works with a lot of clubs. He works with a lot of footy clubs, and that might be if you're looking to try and if you are struggling to get to your 20 to 25,
Oh, I need
whatever you
30. 30 would be great. If I can get to
yeah,
30, I've got about a dozen secured,
yep,
including yourself.
yep.
Um,
So
and I'm looking,
he
yeah,
yeah. If I can get you sitting down and having a bit of a chat to him, I'm certainly be able to bring in another half a dozen teams with him.
great.
So yeah, yeah. So from that end, like Austin, and he'll appreciate what you're doing. So he creates a lot of custom animations and yeah, because why I'm especially intrigued is that a lot of I've spoken to him a lot around our game style and the data that we need to track and he's one of the ones that initially last year put me onto score sources, and I'm like, wow. So yeah, someone like him would be a really good sounding board for you. He
Sounds like
used to,
it would be great to
yeah,
have a conversation with him.
yeah. Well, he was an assistant coach at Essendon before COVID hit, and since he pivoted away to this sort of more coach development stuff. But yeah,
Hmm.
he'd be a really good guy for you to chat to.
Yeah, no, that'll be great. All I ask is that if you're happy with it, let everyone know. If
Yeah.
there's something that you're not happy about, talk to me and I'll see if I
Oh,
can
well,
fix it and tweak
I'll
it.
yeah, no, I'm gonna have a bit of a chat to a few of the guys that I don't not in my league. I don't want I need 1 year I need 1 year buffer on them. Well, it's funnily enough, I coach against my own brother. And so he he coaches Hamilton, so I'm gonna keep this one up the sleeve, but yeah, guarantee you'll get a few extra next year. But I might even have a chat. I've got I don't know what Port Melbourne use. I'll have a chat to I used to be an assistant coach for Brendan McCartney, and so I might
Oh yeah,
even reach out to Macca and see what he's doing. And yeah, and yeah, because if you can get like a VFL team on the roster, like Port Melbourne's resources aren't fantastic, so they're a little bit archaic in how they're doing things. So that'll be an interesting one.
just more of an FYI for yourself. Where I'm aiming to pitch this is a club can buy a single license or a coach can buy. This is outside of
Yeah.
this
Yep.
soft launch,
Yep. I
okay?
understand. Yep.
It'll be about a $1,000 investment for the year,
Yep. Yep.
$1,000, $1,100 approximately for the year, okay,
Yeah. Yep.
including
Yep.
GST.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
a lot of clubs could afford to buy one license.
Oh, mate, with what some of these clubs are throwing around at players.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think yeah, what did one of the players in the league last year, he was in Gary Rowan. He went out
Oh,
to
righto.
yeah, I think he was getting around about 90,000. So
Oh my Lord.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. We just lost one of our forwards about 2 weeks ago to a minor league Colic district team that are forking out 30,000. Yeah, so ten grand sign on, 2 grand a game. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah, wow.
yeah.
Wow.
So we've got a very young team, but they're very coachable and they're hungry, which is great.
Great. That's
Mhm.
fantastic. And that awesome. Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, look, please pass on my details
Yeah, absolutely.
to
Yeah,
your colleague or to your mentor, sorry, and I'd love to have a chat to him. I'm trying to speak to many people that I can speak to about this app. I do want to take it places. I believe it's going to be doing a lot of good. I believe it's a really good product, and it's another great tool to have in your coaching kit.
absolutely. So, what's the best way for me to get Austin to get in touch with you?
Um, have you got pen and paper there? Or
I'll do it the old-fashioned way and enter it into the notes on the phone here.
yep.
Yep,
So 0409
0409.
10 10 48 is my mobile number,
Yep,
or you can email me at contact
yep,
at JAGTech-Apps, JAGTECHAPPS.com.
yep. Ah, easy done. Rightio. So I'll get that onto Austin and yeah, he'll touch base. So yeah,
Fantastic.
I think he'll be yeah, he likes to play at the cutting edge of stuff. So yeah, he'll be a good one.
Thanks very
So
much. I appreciate that, Clinton, and I really appreciate your time tonight. I've gone over time. I'm really sorry about
no,
that,
no,
but
it's all good. But yeah, pencil us in, so we're good.
okay, I will send you out the link when I'll send out some more correspondence.
Yep,
It's really starting to ramp up now. I've just got through these first few presentations, and it's all been really positive. And
great.
I'll be one of the first ones to get to when it's ready to
Yeah,
download
good.
and link and start using.
Brilliant. Thanks ahead, Johnny.
No worries. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
You too, mate. Catch you then.
See you later. Bye bye. Stop recording.